Let's start our solution to this equation here by multiplying it out. So if we multiply it outright, we'll get 2x squared plus 2x. So let's do that. So we'll get 2x squared plus 2x equals negative 7. Get it in standard form by adding 7. We'll get 2x squared plus 2x plus 7 is 0. So we're in standard form. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So let's identify a, b, and c. So a is the coefficient of the squared term, which for us is a 2. b, coefficient of the linear term, which is also a 2. Constant is 7. Put these into the quadratic formula, which is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. All of that is over 2a. Let's substitute. So we'll get x equals negative b. Now b is 2, so we'll get negative 2 plus or minus the square root of b squared, 2 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is 7, all over 2a, 2 times 2. So I'll do this up here. So we'll get x equals negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 2 squared is a 4. And what do we get here? Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. Negative 8 times 7, negative 56. All over 2 times 2 is 4. So x is negative 2 plus or minus the square root of, I'm thinking that's negative 52, all over 4. I see a negative, so first thing I'm going to do is take the I out. So I'll get negative 2 plus or minus I, square root of 52 over 4. And that 52, I can break that down into two numbers, one of which I know the square root. So what square roots do you know? 4, 9, 16, so on. Does 4 go into 52? It does, 13 times. So I'm going to write this, x equals negative 2 plus or minus I, square root of 4 times 13, all over 4. X is equal to negative 2 plus or minus, now right here, square root of 4 is 2. So I'm going to bring a 2 out. Square root of 4 is 2. Bring that 2 out. I've still got the I, and I've still got that square root of 13, all over 4. Now the two terms in the numerator both have a 2 in them, so I'm going to factor that 2 out. So if I take that 2 out, I'll get x equals 2, and then what are we left with? A negative 1, makes sense? I'm taking a 2 out. So 2 times what? 2 times what would be negative 2? Well, negative 1. Okay, and then plus or minus, I took the 2 out, so what's left is I square root of 13. Let's write it so we can read it. 13 all over 4. And then that 2 will go into that 4 twice. So how about x equals negative 1 plus or minus I square roots of 13 all over 2. And if you like, how about this? You could write it as negative 1/2 plus or minus square root of 13 over 2i, if you like that, because it's in the form a plus bi.